tribe of Gad. Okay, that's what we're finna do. We're finna go into the tribe of Gad, but we're gonna start off in Genesis, the 30th chapter. Okay, we're gonna go straight to the point about Gad. What is it, Genesis 30? I think it's Genesis 30. Right in the state. Genesis 30 and let's see here. When Gad was born. Let me see here. Yeah, Genesis 30 and 9. Start there, read down to 11. Genesis 30 and 9.
All right, this is Genesis chapter 30, verse 9. When Leah saw that she had left bearing, she took Zilpah, her maid, and gave her Jacob to wife.
So Leah gave Zilpah, Leah gave Zilpah to Jacob. Okay? So did Jacob have more than one woman? Yeah. Contrary to popular belief. You know? But go ahead, bro.
So verse 10. And Zilpah, Leah's maid, bare Jacob a son.
Yeah, Zilpah bare Jacob a son. Okay? Go ahead.
This is verse 11. And Leah said, a troop cometh.
And Leah seen the troop. Okay? And Leah said, a troop cometh. So that's what the word Gad means. Okay? It means troop. And it's God in the Hebrew. So when she gave the name to God in the Hebrew, which means troop, that's what she's seen. She's seen a troop coming. So the true nationality of the so-called North American Indians are of the tribe of Gad. That's their true nationality. And Zilpah is their mother. Leah's maid. Okay? But Jacob is their father. So read that again.
This is Genesis chapter 30, verse 11. And Leah said, a truth cometh. And she called his name Gad.
And that's it. That's verse 11. So read it one more time from the top again.
This is Genesis chapter 30, verse 9. When Leah saw that she had left bearing, she took Zilpah, her maid, and gave her Jacob to wife. And Zilpah, Leah's maid, bare Jacob a son. And Leah said, a truth cometh. And she called his name Gad.
And she called his name Gad. So that's like I was saying, according to the Bible, that's how Gad got his name, because of what Leah seen. She seen truth, and she named the child, the son, Gad. Okay? Now, we finna go to Genesis 49, right? We're finna go to Genesis 49, and we're gonna start it. We're gonna read the first two verses, right? And then we're gonna jump to, we're gonna jump from there. We're gonna read the first two verses, and we're gonna jump from there to Ezra. All right? Go ahead.
All right, this is Genesis chapter 49, verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. Verse 2. Gather yourselves together, and hear ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father.
And hearken unto Israel your father. So what it is Jacob is about to tell them the future. What's going to happen to them in the future. Okay? Because we're in the last days right now. Okay? And that's why we got this sign out here So when Israel walked by, they'll ask, what does this mean? Okay? Now, what I'm finna read here is in 2nd Ezra, the 14th chapter, right? And Moses also knew about what was going to happen to the 12 tribes of Israel too. Because guess what? The Heavenly Father told Ezra what he showed Moses, okay? So Moses knew too. And what Moses knew, it was written in Deuteronomy 33. And we're going to get some of that today too. So I'm going to read this right here. This 2nd Ezra, chapter 14, verse 1. And it came to pass upon the 3rd day, I sat under an oak, and behold, there came a voice out of a bush over against me, and said, Ezra, Ezra. And I said, Here I am, Lord. And I stood upon my feet. Then said he unto me, In the bush I did manifest, reveal myself unto Moses, and talk with him where my people served in Egypt. Verse 4. And I sent him and led my people out of Egypt, and brought him up unto the mount of Sinai, where I held him by a long season. It's like it. Where I held him by me a long season. So what it is Moses got more than statute, laws, and commandments. Okay? The Heavenly Father was telling Moses certain things, man. And Moses seen the Heavenly Father face to face. What that means is he was in the presence of the Heavenly Father. And the Heavenly Father spoke with Moses, okay? And told him, okay? But Moses got more than just statute, laws, and commandments. It's 613 commandments, okay? 10 is the foundation of it. 613 equals 10. So it's 613 laws. 10 is the foundation of it, okay? Now I read this again. It says, I'm in 2nd Ezra 14, 2nd Ezra chapter 14, verse 4. And I sent him and led my people out of Egypt, and brought him up to the mount of Sinai, where I held him by me a long season, and told him many wondrous things, and showed him the secrets of the time. He showed him the secrets of the time. He showed him the end time, man. So Moses knew about the end time. Okay? He showed him the secrets. Okay? And it said, I'll read it again. It says, verse 5, I told him many wondrous things, and showed him the secrets of the times and the end. So he showed Moses the end of what was going to happen to Israel. So Moses knew too. Okay? Jacob told the 12 tribes, right, what was going to happen. Then the Most High told Moses what was going to happen to the 12 tribes. So that was after, Moses was after Jacob. So Moses got an insight on the end time of what was going to happen to Israel, man, the 12 tribes. Okay? It says, and I commanded him, saying, these words thou shalt declare, meaning some words Moses is going to write down, okay? And these shall thou hide. So some words was going to be hidden. Moses wasn't going to write down some things, and then also some things was going to be a deep mystery. Okay? Give me Amos 3 and 7. Some things are going to be a deep mystery. Okay? So I read that again. This is what the Most High is telling Ezra. Okay? And what he telling Ezra, he talking to Ezra through the angel. And he telling Ezra what he told Moses. Okay? It says, these words shalt thou declare, and these shall thou hide. So he was telling Moses, look, write down certain things, okay, and then make certain things a mystery, but don't write down certain things. So I'm showing you all this stuff, right? So he got more than 613 laws, man, when he was up on the mountain with the Most High, man. Face to face with the Most High, meaning in his presence. Okay? So give me what you got in Amos 3:7.
This is Amos chapter 3, verse 7. Surely YAHAWASHI power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
Oh, unto his servants, the prophets. Amos 2:11.
This is Amos chapter 2, verse 11. And I raised up of your sons for prophets, and of your young men for Nazarites. It is not even thus, O ye children of Israel.
So Israelites, that the secrets are revealed to, man. Okay? It's Israelites. Okay? So I read this again. I'm going to start at verse, the second Ezra 14, chapter 14, second Ezra in the Apocrypha, chapter 14, verse 5. I told him many wondrous things and showed him the secrets of the times and the end, and commanded him, saying, these words shall thou declare, and these shall thou hide. So it's some words Moses wrote down, jotted down what the Most High was saying. Some things he wrote in dark sayings and secrets to where you don't understand it. That's the Most High give you the insight. And some things he didn't write down. Okay? So there you go right there. So Moses knew. Okay? But we finna go back to Genesis 49. Right? And 1.
Finish this off.
Okay.
Said YAHAWASHI.
So we're going back to Genesis 49 and 1 and 2. Right?
This is Genesis chapter 49, verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. Verse 2. Gather yourselves together, and hear ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father.
All right. Now we're gonna jump down to dealing with Gad, right? So we're gonna jump there to verse 19.
This is Genesis chapter 49, verse 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him.
Okay. Now hold that. It said Gad, a troop shall overcome him. Now what that's talking about, when Gad came over here, right, and he settled and spread out in the land, you had the Edomites come over here, right, and the United States was built up, right, and what that goes into is the United States cavalry, okay. He said Gad, a troop shall overcome him. Now we're gonna look up, if you brothers want to look up, George Custer. Now George Custer was part of the U.S. cavalry, okay? But he the most famous. But what it is I'm giving you a guide to look into. I'm throwing names out there and giving you a guide to look into. Now General George Custer, he was one of many, but he was the most famous. Okay, he was one of many, but he was the most famous. But eventually, Gad was taken down because of the prophecy. Okay, it said a troop shall overcome him. Now, the brother pulled up George Armstrong Custer, right? And he was what was his title? He was part of the U.S. U.S. Cavalry, right?
United States Army officer and cavalry commander in the American Civil War and the American Indian Wars.
See, in the American Indian War. Now, it was more generals, but he was famous, okay? So I'm just giving you a guide, throwing a name out there so you can look into it, okay? And you had the Battle of what? Bighorn, okay? So eventually, Gad was overcome by the U.S. Cavalry, man, okay? And General George Armstrong Custer is one of the generals of many who eventually Gad was taken over by troops, the U.S. Cavalry, man. Okay? So read that again.
This is Genesis chapter 49, verse 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last.
So Gad gonna overcome at the last. Why? Because the Most High is gonna be with him. Okay? Because YAHAWASHI is gonna be with Gad to overcome, man. Okay? So the end game for Gad, even though Gad got taken down the way they was taken down and how they got slaughtered, okay, by the red Hebrew Edomites that took over this land, which they are on stolen land, even though that happened, payback coming, okay? Payback is coming to Esau because the prophet said Gad will overcome. They will get overthrown first, okay? So while Gad was getting overthrown, what did Gad do? Forsake the statute, laws, and commandments. They got put on reservation, okay? Gad started becoming like heathens. Okay, and here we are today, and Gad still up under the red Hebrew Edomites to this day. Okay, but prophecy said they're gonna overcome. So YAHAWASHI is the one that's gonna help Gad overcome these red Hebrew Edomites, man. So the Most High haven't forgot. Okay, so we're gonna go to Deuteronomy, the 33rd chapter, right? And we're gonna start at 21, right? But I'm gonna have the brother hold that first, and we're gonna go into a little, we're gonna go into this book, the records, just the history of the North American Indians by James Adair. Now, oh, that book, show him that book. Now, these are the records that when these so-called white people came over here, they documented what the so-called North American Indians was doing. So they kept records. And James Adair, the history of the North American Indians, is one of the records that they have on the tribe of Gad and what Gad was doing when they came over here. So they were studying Gad. Okay? So they were studying him. And James Adair was amongst the Gadites, so-called North American Indians, for 40 years. And this book was written, and let me see, this book was written, go back to the little page. This book was written, and this book was written in 1775. So these are the records, okay? This book was written in 1775. So these are the records from 1775 and how they were studying Gad, the so-called North American Indians. Okay? Now, we on page...
God went back to heaven. God bless y'all, man.
All right, bro. We on page, in this book, We on page 73, okay? And we're gonna start down like at the last paragraph, but we on page 73. So I'm gonna have the brother read, go in on it. Go ahead, bro.
Some have supposed the Americans to be descended from the Chinese.
So some have supposed that the so-called North American Indians, the tribe of Gad, are descendants from the Chinese, which the Chinese are Moab. They descend from Lot.